Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
Y yo soy Chemda.
Chemda in the Dominican Republic. I'm here in New York City. These are probably the two biggest Spanish parts in the world, right? I have to assume. I don't know if that's true, but aquí estamos. You know what I'm saying? How are you doing over there? It happens to be midnight. We have to find, I don't know about these digital nomads. I think they record in one set spot and they act like they're recording all over the world because this is hard to find the right times for you, right? Resource wise.
They are lying. Digital nomads are lying. The YouTube travel channels that are like, me and my girlfriend, we go around the world like all year long. And they find like the perfect food. They never get sick. They never mistakenly buy something. They're not getting robbed. I think I got robbed first day here. just buying a candy bar. They're like, yeah, this is how much it cost. And then they give me change. And I'm like, well, I don't know what this change is. Okay. Whatever.
So the point is be subscribed. If you hear us on iTunes, subscribe to iTunes. Wherever you hear those podcasts, subscribe. YouTube, subscribe. Make sure you're on our mailing list, that kind of thing. Because we don't know what's going to happen next, quite frankly. Chemda sent out the mass email you may have gotten. It talks about the chat that we just had, of course, keithandthegirl.com/chat. So fun.
Yeah, Wednesday night chats, which we actually couldn't make this week, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But an old buddy of Xerxes who they worked like together for almost 2 decades. We told him like, hey, we do this poker thing on Wednesday night. He has no idea really about the show. He came in fresh, like not knowing things. He plays poker. Today we saw him playing poker on a personal game, and he out of nowhere said, dude, Wednesday night poker and chat is so fun.
And I'd assume you wouldn't get half the references, and he loves it. That's fun.
It's such a relief because this is an outsider. He never listened to the show. And now he's like, where can I find what you're about to do? Because we're like, oh, yeah, we got to wrap this up because we're going to go record at midnight. It's been, all day trying to find internet. And he's like, that's it. I'm subscribed. So, yeah.
Every Wednesday, we put together chat. It's a lot of fun. Does it take work? Sure. But we now have one more listener. We did it in reverse.
I just want to thank all the people. It's keithandthegirl.com/chat. It's on a Zoom call, but I want to thank all the people who come regularly in the chat because this is an outsider who felt completely welcome and completely just entertained and thinks you guys are the most fun and funny thing. So how fun is that? Remember what the chat used to be?
Tits and pussy, sure. But, I don't want people to be sad at reminiscing. We just got older. That's all. But yeah, I do like that, for lack of better words, it's an edgy chat. But anybody can feel welcome. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, OMAT, keithandthegirl.com/OMAT, OMAT. How did Chemda keep her cool when she had to, there was a ripped passport that Xerxes had. So last minute, they couldn't go on this vacation. They had to drive to DC to get the passport. What kept her calm? OMAT. keithandthegirl.com/OMAT. See what I'm talking about. Use it in 2023. Start the year right. Use code RAIN, RAIN. Right? Chemda's fascinated by everything. Like, oh my God, Dominican Republic, rain, So how do you get to have this attitude where you don't get, rip passport? All right, vacation's over if you would have asked me. But Chemda has a very good mindset.
But me too. Years ago, you would have seen me go into depression. Everything is bad. The spiraling starts going down. And I would have just been in bed and just not been able to get out of that head. So yeah, it's amazing.
I don't know how to tell people about OMAT though, because like, for example, Kyle having a bad day, one thing after another, 3 kids, et cetera, et cetera. And I go, do a plank for a minute, but anyway, yeah, I guess you got to be part of it to really understand it. All right. So say hi. YouTube, I mentioned youtube.com/Keith and the Girl, and the marathon, Chemda, 24-hour marathon. Thanks to you guys for supporting the Kickstarter. February 4th and 5th, mark your calendars, 24 hours live. Me and Chemda, they're yapping the entire time as 50 guests rotate. February 4th and 5th.
Just to be clear, because you just said OMAT and planking, and now we said marathon. It's a comedy marathon. You guys get to sit back.
You don't have to run, right?
Nobody's running anywhere. Nobody's walking anywhere. It's all on your device. We'll be live on YouTube February 4th. So subscribe to the YouTube channel.
So it is a mass mailer that I'm talking about here. And Daddy Rest, he likes to come to my shows. He tries to sit in the front seat. Chemda has to nicely go, what if you sit in the back and really enjoy yourself? Because you can't help yourself but heckle. Real pain in the ass, right? He wrote me from
By the
this.
way, when you say real pain in the ass, this isn't like behind the scenes we think is your pain in the ass. You keep telling him, I don't want you anywhere near me. Keep your money. Don't pay for tickets to my show. Don't
Right.
come. Goodbye. How
Yeah.
can I get you out of my life? And then he shows up and he's like, I'm in your life still.
Yeah, it's a comedy show and I'm a comedy. So he wrote, I don't play poker. Kind of know the suits. Yada. Or he wrote sweets and spelled suits wrong. I don't know.
No,
Kind of know
suits
this,
meaning like spades and.
but he wrote
right?
sweets. Is he saying I'm too good at poker? Kind of know the suits. Yada. Do you want me to play? Free OMAT. Do you want me there? With love and respect, Johnny B. Bone. Now, I don't know what Johnny B. Bone means. I never heard about this. We knew about this guy for a couple of years, but I do appreciate he asked first, and I wrote back, no, thanks, we're good. Thanks for asking. So yes, it's a mass mailer, but don't act like it's a fucking, come on. You know if it's for you or not. Stop it. So if the mass mailer was for you, come by chat, visit OMAT, subscribe to the YouTube, be part of the marathon. But you know if it said or current resident, but it doesn't mean you.
You know what that reminds me of? There was once this guy just on the random streets of New York just started talking to me and telling me about how Madonna emails him on a regular basis to let him know about her life. And yeah, it's this mass email that he's just misunderstanding. So he thinks he has a personal relationship with this human being. And it was so precious that I was like, that's really nice.
I remember a listener saying, he goes, my dad thinks Trump is writing him all the time because he's on some mass email list. Oof. And he gives Trump suggestions and Trump writes back, of course. So he assumes, he's really connecting.
Oh, whoever's on that other side, man, come on.
It's whatever. It's Trump.org and it's mass mailers. And it's like, he really gets it. It's like, I don't even feel bad for those kinds of people that don't get it because that means you're really not listening. Like his follow-up answered none of your questions or suggestions. And somehow you're best buddies.
You're the reason why bots answer our phones now. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Bring. Hello. You are ready for an offer in the Bahamas. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Press 1 if you want to talk normal. Press 2 if you want to chit chat about your day. Like it's just
right.
What are you doing?
With you guys being, calm, you can realize the situation isn't the end of the world with this writ passport. Keep that in the back of your head. Chemda wasn't in chat the other day because there's some party at the hotel for people. They hand out champagne glasses. Chemda can't handle a champagne glass.
No, I
use sippy cups, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, who invented champagne glasses? How does that make champagne taste better?
What came first? Or the martini glass? Who wanted to be the bigger asshole?
I don't understand. How do I even hold it? Don't even fill it up halfway. I can't even walk around with it. I'm sipping it like an even sipping it is like maybe I have too big a nose, but it doesn't go. And I want it to go. I love the idea of champagne. I love the idea of dainty things to hold, but I am not that girl. So yeah, they put some sort of fruity pretend champagne thing in front of me. And at the time we're working on our laptops right in front of the beach. Like, look at us, digital nomads.
Right.
And then Canadian things start happening. The people start dancing. And I make one move, not one champagne glass, both the champagne glass, not just spill around and get on the. I saw it spill. I wish I had a camera in my eyeballs.
They aimed it. The glass is aimed to Xerxes' computer.
It was as if it was a pour spout. Like, here you go. Shh.
Damn.
And he went into action right away, turning over the computer, turning it off. And then we're walking towards the back to the hotel just to get out of like the chaos. And while he's walking back, what a trooper. First of all, he didn't look at me any which way. He's just,
and that's the thing. And that's a big thing. In fact, I thought, my next relationship, when I think about marriage, like I was already married and divorced, the next relationship, I want to do tests every so often. Before I get married again, we're going camping for a long period of time, this kind of thing. I think a test would be figure out a way to get a computer that looks like your lover's computer. They should sell mock computers, spill shit on that. And it's not necessarily their fault, but notice that initial reaction. That's the real them.
Let me tell you, the most he did.
Because my ex would have hated me. My ex would have immediately hated Like, why did you do that? And then that turned into a fight. Like, because I hate you and I don't want you to be able to get work done anymore. That was before OMAD, for the record. But yes. Because I'm a shithead. Why are you a shithead? Because it's a real conversation.
Yeah, like the I told you so's, the this is why we don't blah blah blah. You know,
Right.
First of all, it's not the time. We're panicking, and
Right.
and over here, it's not like you can fix it. You can't even throw money at it. There's no Apple Store. There's no.
Right.
There's no.
You have papayas. What do you guys have?
Papaya. Oh, we have pineapples.
Okay,
Yeah,
pineapple
there's
store.
avocado trees. That's how we're going to fix it. There's not even a little screwdriver. There's not even a place where we can buy the screwdriver to undo the computer so that he can air it out. He knows it's not happening. Meanwhile, I feel useless. So I'm still Googling, where can I find this screwdriver? I'm like, maybe I'll just go to the front desk and ask them for it. And he's politely going like, I think you're misunderstanding what this screwdriver is. No one here will have that screwdriver, while he's trying to get all the water out. So not water, juice. Heavy juice.
Did you tell me, by the way?
Yes.
Did you tell me he sucked the keys off?
Yes. He was turning the computer off, and to make sure there's nothing in there, he's sucking through the keys, and he's like, nope, still wet. Got the blow dryer, started blowing that out. So he's blowing and sucking, and I'm just like, I don't know how to help. And I, it's so much worse when someone's going through it, when you keep going, can I help? Can I help? What can I do? So I'm just trying to stay silent, trying to do my own stupid research that I know means absolutely nothing.
What's the best way? What's the best way to help him specifically? Like him to finally learn the best way to help me is you can make jokes about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So do you make jokes with Xerxes? Like, when do I get to be the keys? Or do you know, just stay out of it?
It is the exact opposite. It is stay quiet. He will call your name if he needs you. Until then, stay out of his way. Not even like he also, like, and I do this too. We tend to talk to ourselves. And so it sounds like we're talking to the other person. I'm like, just listen for your name and that's it. Now he's doing sucking and blowing, right? And then he turns the computer off, does everything he can, makes a decision like, this is it. Now we leave it for 24 hours and hopefully tomorrow we still have a computer. Now I've been useless this whole time while he's sucking and blowing. I go, okay, I know how to fix this. I know what my use is.
Sure.
Blowjob?
All right. So you suck and blow now.
That's right. And for some reason, he had no qualms about what I did. No. Let me tell you something. He's like, I'm going to start a website for all the useful things that blowjobs give you. It's like peace of mind.
Do you think
time with a computer?
Do you think, and this, I'm just throwing this out there, he set you up? He knows you can't handle a champagne glass, and he's like, I'll take one too. And two for my friends around the corner.
Then you know what? Then we just found a new kink, and I love it. Whatever. Right. I don't care.
But it worked out. The computer is good. Your blowjob was that good?
It was that good. I mean, the Z didn't work for a minute, but then, you put a little more effort. There it is. The whole computer's completely fine. Less than 24 hours later, we're back into OMAT using his computer. Everything was completely fine. The only thing he said afterwards, after everything was fine and the computer was working, is, and I think this is a direct quote, he goes, maybe we don't put champagne glasses by your dominant hand. And I was like, that is so sweet, because my other hand is just as bad, but bless your heart, I will not put it at any arm's length. And I've been putting, look, the water is on the ledge over here. It's nowhere near the computer. There's a sippy cup attached to it. There's like a lot of precautions taken. So lessons learned, and we move on.
I picture the blowjobs going on and he keeps checking the computer. And he's like, the RAM is still a little bad. Work on the balls.
Well, what's odd is that he put, like, somehow champagne got all over my computer the next day. But
you're like, listen, you can just go down on me when you want, honey. Whoops. He turns it over his shoulder where the computer is. Whoops.
Let me tell you something. Go on Pornhub and look for this. It is now a new kink.
That's right.
Yes. The destruction of computer leads to great sex. News 11.
He's Dominican, right?
Yeah.
Any discounts? Do people know that he's Dominican?
It's actually, I can't
Does he walk
tell.
around? God, I love being Dominican. Like,
Well,
how does he let people know?
his face walks around saying I'm Dominican because
Okay.
it's very, very clear to Dominicans basically.
Not
And
my
to,
place to say.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I can't tell if it's good or bad when people know. They do treat him with like more respect, but now we have to say hello and how are you and check up on people all the time. So everybody, when you pass by, hola, hola, him, hola, ¿cómo están? También, and like everything okay? And we pass by a guard. This is not like it's a person who has to service us, who has to do anything. Full conversation. Are you still enjoying yourself? Is it still okay? Today we were eating dinner and some guy realized that he speaks Spanish and is Dominican. Now in the middle of dinner, he comes up to our table because they're playing tonight was Dominican night in the restaurant. Okay.
Okay.
And you can hear Xerxes laughing at that
Right.
aspect of it because this hotel does not know how to make any kind of food, let alone try Dominican, but they had like a Dominican band and everything. So you can hear the music from inside the restaurant. The waiter comes up to him and goes, baila, and starts telling him in Spanish, like, let's dance. It's in your blood. You're going to dance. And I just asked Xerxes, did you ever go dancing? He's like, no, that's not.
Was it in his blood?
No, he's not. He's not. It's more in my blood than anything.
It'd be funny if he's not a dancer. He's a little stoic, but it'd be funny if like it just comes to him, like right. Back to the Future, right? Marty McFly's doing Johnny Be Good and showing the world rock and roll. Just follow me. You do a little downbeat and 2, 3.
Right. All of a sudden we're dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you check if I know it's not 1942, but do you check the Dominican Republic's view on Jews?
Well, I know they're like it's Xerxes is very well aware of how they feel about everybody, and I don't think that I don't think they know anything about Middle Easterners except for what they see on TV and in movies, and that's not good. But I am
right.
here.
What do you see? Right. You're always fighting.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Right. But I'm here with a Dominican. So even if they have thoughts about me, they will never show it. And they're showing me the highest of respect because even if he downgraded by dating me, which is probably a thought they're having,
right.
It's still like, but you're still Dominican and we respect you and we respect your partner. And I noticed we're not walking around alone a lot. But I found myself all of a sudden, I'm walking by myself and all the people who would say hi to me, the dudes are not engaging as much because they're probably giving respect to him. I belong to him. They're taking it down a notch. I'm not wrong, right, Xerxes, in thinking that? No, because I came back to the room. I'm like, is it possible that people are like looking away or making sure that they're not, linger as if people linger,
Right.
So, yeah,
and then Xerxes says, no, you're just too pretty for this island. So they have to.
And by the way, you said it's not 1940 or 50. It is 1980 here. It is this resort. It's not a resort. We're not allowed to call it that. It's a hotel. It just has resort-like qualities. This space, if it was 1980s, oh my goodness.
It'd be something.
I mean, I'd be in a black tie, whatever the fuck right now. That's how fancy this is. However, it's 2023 and LOL all over the place. Okay.
Right. But you are loving it. Like we'll get some complaints out of you, I guarantee. But you're having a great time there, right? I assume they have the curly hair products, so that covers that.
Oh my God. We went to a supermarket because that's what Xerxes and I like to do. We walked 2 miles outside of the resort. It's like a half a mile to just get off this property where they have armed guards and stuff. It's not just our hotel. It's a bunch of hotels and a bunch of residents that are protected by armed guards. So even just walking outside the armed guards, now you're in Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic proper. And the poverty is on a very, very high level.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people are not turning up. We went into a bodega type store.
Right.
No lights were on. No air conditioning is on. And first of all, they consider this winter people are wearing coats.
And what's the temperature? Like 90?
It is 80 right now.
At midnight, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's winter for them. But anyway, the lights are off because they're saving on electricity. There's no air conditioning. If you take a cab, they're rolled down the windows, but they're not turning on the AC. You see people literally hanging on any kind of car because they're just wild. A lot of motorcycles. You see Somebody riding a
What do you mean?
motorcycle.
Because they're like on the roof or something?
They are hanging on to the door on the outside of the door because there are too many people inside.
And that's how
No
they want to
one's
get air conditioner. That's what you're saying, which is funny that you talk about poor areas because every dollar bill they have is 600 million, whatever the fucks. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
funny. You would think that means the country's richer.
Yeah, we're walking around with thousands of pesos in our
Right.
pocket, but it means absolutely nothing.
Is that what you use? Pesos?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's Dominican pesos. It's different than other pesos.
Oh, that's just what the Spanish word is, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. But also the motorcycles, okay, very, very dangerous because they just at night they don't turn on their lights. They're just absolutely crazy. I saw someone riding a motorcycle. The person behind him was holding an infant
Mm.
while riding. No one's wearing a helmet. I also saw they treat it like a car. So if you went shopping and you got yourself a light, like a lamp,
Right.
you're riding with it on your lap. TVs, I mean, name the product, and they are riding a motorcycle with it. It is magical. I keep going like, leave your camera. You know what? We're going to go into town, I think this weekend. I got to take videos of this. And you just leave your video on because we walked for like a mile or two and you just leave the video on. Something freaking goofy is going to happen. So we went into the.
And to be clear, we're New Yorkers. And Chemda's like, look at this.
Right. We went into the supermarket. I went into the hair aisle to get hair products. Most of the items are for curly hair. Do you know I used to have to go into specialty stores?
Yeah.
Yo.
Of course I do. You shake somebody's hand in a curly hairdressing store. That's $200 down already. You didn't even make your appointment.
Yes.
It's the bane. It's these curly haired people's bane of their existence. Speaking of driving, on Wednesday, I told the chat the next day, Thursday, I'm going to take my driver's test. And I
now
made
be clear, you've had your driver's license, but you let it lapse.
Driven. I let it lapse over COVID. And maybe you guys remember the story. I let the ID lapse. I let my passport lapse. I didn't happen to have my social security card. And it was so hard to prove I was a person. I'm like, here's a credit card. Here's a statement from a hospital. Here's this and that. And like, not enough points. It doesn't count. Okay. Do I have to turn these in now or do I just keep them? Because obviously I stole old Keith Malley's shit. So what do I do that I own everything he has and the keys to his house and I can turn his car on? Boop, 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 boop. See? But no, you're free to go. We can't help you. Okay.
That makes me so nervous because I also had a couple of things expire. And, like you said, you have to have a certain number of IDs that add up to certain points. And one of them was a birth certificate. And I'm like, I swear to God, if I have to reach out to my mother in order to get ID in New York, motherfucker.
No joke. You know what took me over for my 6 points? And I kind of think the person did me a favor, but it wasn't the wedding. It wasn't my marriage certificate. It was my divorce papers for whatever reason. And like, okay, now you're a person. I'm like, you're right. Because those people who only marry once, kind of dorks. Now you can tell I'm a real person. I went in there. I learned about love. I got the fuck out. I'm a human goddamn being now. And they're like, all right, here's your ID. So by the time I got my stuff, I have to redo everything. I have to redo the driver's test. So I tell the chat as if somehow that's going to motivate me to do better when the time comes. Right? Like telling somebody you're on a diet or telling somebody you're going to start. Everybody's doing this now. 2023 accountability. Yeah. But what am I going to do different? But I'm like, sorry, guys, got to go do this bullshit. I'm in my 40s,
So because you're kind of thinking like I've been driving for decades now. I think I could drive better than a 17-year-old and they'll recognize that I have a grip.
Yes.
And I gave you some great advice. 10 and 2. Hands on the wheel.
Matt Bray went with me because you got to go with somebody who has a license. And I'm like, hey, just remind me shit I'm not doing on my drive to the test. I know what I'm doing, but let me know. Oh my God, so many things I wasn't doing. 2 hands on the wheel is so fucking uncomfortable and more dangerous if you ask me. I don't know if I sound like somebody like I play pool better drunk, but it is so uncomfortable and weird to have 2 hands on the wheel and look behind you when you want. It's great. And then, parallel park, you had to remind me, you don't do your hazards. You do the turn signal, so all these little things. And I got a refresher, and I was excited and ready to go. By the way, it is funny that I couldn't prove who I was for the longest time during COVID, but the IRS has no problems. If I can't just turn in an IRS form, that should be 18 points. The IRS never said, how do we know it's, because you could be ruining someone's life, IRS, if it's not really me.
You know what you should do? Pay your taxes right in front of them at the DMV and
Yes.
go, all right, we're good.
Right. So I'm excited to do this, get it over with. I'm in, and I told the chat, they gave me some advice in the chat room. Pay $40 to the teacher and say, hey, I'd like to get this expedited, that kind of thing. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. No joke. I have a veteran rewards card that, of course, has my name on it. And I
Not a rewards card. It's a veteran's ID. I'd love that you call it a rewards
I get
card.
rewards. I get rewards. What is it?
That's why you call it a rewards card.
They give you rewards.
You have a veteran ID because you are a veteran. It is not some sort of punch card at a yogurt shop.
It kind of is. I get free fries at Wendy's.
And push-ups.
What am I going to do? Look at it and be like, those were the days? No, I'm going to get fucking rewards.
Rewards. My veteran reward card.
That's the whole point. So I'm in line, a line of cars. We wait on the side of the road in the bike lane. I don't know if that's breaking a rule, but okay.
What neighborhood, can I ask? Is it Flushing?
Flushing, and a very Asian area where we were. So I'm like, should I turn Asian music on the radio? I have Sirius XM, do I have like Chinese, Japanese? What you got over here? I didn't, but I didn't even get that far. So the guy gets to Matt Bray's side because he's in the passenger seat. And they go, who's taking the test? And I go,
he's in the passenger seat?
Yeah, because that's how a permit works. I drive, but the licensed person is in the passenger seat.
Permit. Okay.
I have of course I have a permit. Okay. So, and I go, me, and they go, well, you shouldn't be driving. Your friend should be driving. I'm like, did I just fail? Because that's what I could drive. This is what a permit does. But I guess the rule is I have to get out so you can fuck with my mirrors. And then I come in and you see that I fix my mirrors. Like I never heard of this. I'm like, are we still good? And he goes, all right, show me, they had to see Matt's ID, car registration. They had to see my permit, of course. And then they say, okay. And you didn't take the 5-hour driving course online. I'm like, I got all my papers. Fuck you. Suck me off. Here's this. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. And they go, oh, that's not it. I'm like, it is though. It's okay. It's okay. I actually have the one that came in the mail and the one I printed on the internet. It is though. See, here's another version of it. No. This is the 6-hour driving course that saves money on insurance. Hour. Yeah. They said you need the 5-hour driving course. He turned me away because I took a 6-hour driving course, not a 5-hour. I think he was afraid I knew too much. He didn't want me to judge him. Now he sees what it's like. I took all the same fucking questions and rules of the road as this other test would be. And somehow I took too good of a test. No, you can't go to Johnstown High School. You were already at Harvard. You know too much.
Wait, but so...
They turned me right. They go, no, you don't have the right thing. Bye. And I know that's his job. Like, first try to turn away as many people as you can. But I got back home, to be clear, because I can hear the audience rolling their eyes. Only Keith. I get back home. I go on the state website, approved courses, click on the link. It takes me to this Geico test I took. I log in. Next screen, you already passed. I took the wrong fucking course. I honestly don't even know what fucking course I'm supposed to take.
Wait, so how did you get an appointment to take it?
How did Geico let me take that if I don't have insurance? I assume that's the right course because I don't have insurance yet, obviously. And then how did New York, and then they let New York State know. How did New York State let me take the test in the first place? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. How did they let you put $20 into a system and then read some? That's so interesting. That's weird.
But the DMV, they had to be like, they tell you when you're ready for your test. And they're like, okay, it looks like you're ready.
Damn.
Yeah. Matt was a good sport when I went, yelled, fuck! I
No.
was going to take him out to lunch and everything. It's going to be a big day. I go, oh, this didn't work. Sorry. You want to still get some lunch? I think he was disappointed for me. He's like, nah, I got shit to do, actually. Like, but you wouldn't have if I made it.
Oh. Oh, right. You would have had to take the test. Oh man. Shout out to Matt.
When I got my permit and I said, all right, I'd like to schedule a test now. Because, I've been driving this whole fucking time. They said, no, you have to take a 5-hour course that I never heard of, which is funny. Because when I got my license at first, I never heard about a 5-hour course. I took it in Pennsylvania, and then you could just transfer it to a different state, in this case, New York. You can get a license riding a tractor across a shit farm. Then you get a little piece of paper that lets you drive anywhere in America, including LA and Manhattan. I think what's going to be easier is if I set up residence in another state. Get a license there, then come to New York and be one of the best drivers anyway, because I see how people drive over here, and I'm not too fucking bad.
Yikes.
Oh, my God. And then when I drove away upset, one-handed. I want everybody to know that. One fucking handed. And you know what's funny? Matt was teaching me. We went there a little early, and he was teaching me like the rules of parallel parking. I don't know what you're necessarily. Just do it. I don't know. I don't know about lining up the mirrors. I don't know about when you think you see the back of the bumper in the middle of the car, but you just guess you can see your front bumper somehow. Anyway,
and also, by the way, it throws me because this car, I'm used to parallel parking, and
me and Chemda got a car that we share now, and it'd be nice if I can drive it.
You put one hand on the passenger side, you turn all the way around, and you parallel park. But here, there's a camera behind you. So I was concerned that you will pass or not pass the test based on, now do you look at the camera or do you physically turn around?
I would do both. I practice doing both, like cheating with the camera, but definitely make it a point that you look around,
I can't do it with the camera yet. I can't. It's like I feel old every time because I'm like, this should be helping me, and I'm doing it old school.
So I kept hitting the curb, trying to do it the right way. But I'm like, well, I'm kind of nervous now, but I'm going to take the test and hope for the best. So I get kicked out of the test. Now I'm driving however I want to drive. Every time I parallel park, this time between two cars, like a glove, because I'm not even, I'm like, and this goes here and that goes there. Done. Just, it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. I wanted to say, hey, could I come back in 2 hours to take the test? And they're like, no, it's a 5-hour course. No, I have friends that can hack it. Could I come back? I mean, thank God I cheated on that test in the first place. If I paid attention to 6 hours in front of my computer. No, I did. Who cares? It's not the right test.
Oh, yeah.
Who gives a fuck? What's a diamond mean? I don't know. You'll tell me. Who gives a fuck what a diamond sign means? There'll be words or numbers. I'll figure it the fuck out.
You're not wrong.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, they do make these signs, they make them to be as clear as possible.
Yes.
When it says stop, should you pause? Should you accelerate? Or should you fully stop?
I was ready to take this test. I was ready to look at the guy and be like, hey, you're not a hard-on that takes this shit seriously, are you? Anyway, I'm not going to eat the rest of my sandwich if you want to help yourself. My mom's dying wish was actually that I drive the car I bought for her, Wow.
You were so ready.
I was going to bobble heads of all the gods, Jesus, Jah, and put them on my dashboard. Maybe one without a head, and that's Muhammad because you can't draw him. I had all kinds of plans, but it didn't fucking matter, did it? And you know what? It should have been a sign when the day started. I took an Uber. I'm like, let's live it up, right? I took an Uber from my place to your place to get the car. I forgot the car keys because I'm not used to having them on me. So I go back and forth, right? Then I'm getting your mail. I bang my head off an arch, and I'm like, this is a good sign. If the rehearsal's bad, that means the show's going to be good.
That's right.
But no, they turned me right away.
Yeah, like I believe probably something bad will happen every day. So if it happens at the start of your day, don't be bummed. The rest might be good. Now, you're not Keith Malley, and that's also good news. You have to be Keith all day. So that's different.
Oh, my God. Let's make that the poll. Do you keep two hands on the wheel?
I drive with my knee sometimes. And you know what I discovered? There's a button in the car that we have that my knee will touch. And I forget what it does. It's not anything like, like
Right. Like you're making phone
airbags or
calls or
anything.
something.
Right, but it is annoying. So yeah, two hands.
So I'm like, all right, this day's room. And I go, let me look. And Geico's telling me, and New York State is telling me I took the rate test. I'm like, then the day's done because I'm not taking another wrong test. I go, I'm going to go to the movies, my happy place.
Home away from home.
I go to
Daycare.
see the new Tom Hanks movie, A Man Called Otto. He's a curmudgeon. His new neighbors are gonna, of course, teach him feelings, this kind of thing. And I go, you know what?
Ooh,
Let's do it, Tom, because I'm ready to fucking cry. Let's go. What you got? What you got?
good idea.
I don't know I don't know if I should recommend this movie, but I will tell you, I was just in a certain place. And Tom Hanks's character ends up teaching one of these new neighbors how to drive. Parallel parking is a big thing.
Stop
She's
it.
Spanish, Kyle's Spanish, just all these stuff. My mom dying and his wife died, just all this shit. This movie was so perfect, and I was bawling like a baby.
What? God, now I need you to watch it like after you pass your driver's test and you're like falling asleep,
Right.
boring, you're yelling at the screen. I thought this
Right.
was good.
He yells at some stranger who, honks the horn while they're driving. He gets out of the car like he's going to fight him, this old man, Tom Hanks now. And he says, and he's like, what, you never had to learn something? You never had to practice something? I'm like, that's right, Tom. That's fucking right. Fuck this guy who obviously looks like a biker and would kick your ass. Fuck him. The Mexican
Wow.
woman in the movie is like, hey, Tom, can you drive me somewhere? I took a permit, but I didn't do the other parts. And Tom Hanks goes, what are the other parts? And I'm the only one in the theater being like, oh, but there's other parts, Tom. There's a lot of other fucking Tom. Yeah.
Oh my God, your sadness was so real just then that Zoom cut it out. I think Zoom can't handle feelings and needs to watch this new movie. Wow,
I'm
what
like,
a
there are other
coincidence.
parts, and the tears just started fucking flowing.
Obviously, we're in a simulation. Wow, wow, wow.
The movie's different for everybody. You
Right.
go to see it, it's about cooking. He has to teach somebody cooking. If I was the devil, I would make it look like people were watching different movies just to start weird shit. No, he was
Yeah.
a driving teacher. What the fuck are you talking about? He's a cooking teacher. What? He was a dance instructor.
I love that you're trying to convince us that you'd be a good devil.
I'd
I'd
be
be
a
a good
great
devil.
I'd
Like
be a
I'd
good
have,
devil.
I'd get like really curious about things and get a little bit, artistic about
Right.
death and horribleness.
Have you been having a couple good cries? I have to assume between the passport and the computer, this kind of thing. Is that true or not true? Or you're in vacay mode?
Haven't cried. Here's the thing: the
Huh. Maybe
first
it's
few
the
days of
weather.
this.
The tears dry or something right away.
Well, it's pretty humid, so maybe it's just, the wetness is coming from different places,
Right.
So, but the thing is, we thought like when we first would come here, let's really sincerely take like 3 days off, not look at our email, not look at anything, and then get into work in this hotel. And on the first day, I was like, okay, so I have nothing. We don't have a bike. We don't have the distraction. Like, what do people do? And we went to the beach and both of our faces changed in the water. And I truly believe that, he's Dominican. He comes from this island. I'm Israeli. We come from like hot places with
Right.
beaches, and our skin is loving it. It feels like a pumice stone, like took off 5 layers off, and it's just amazing. So I think you're only supposed to stay in places like this for like 3-4 days, because even the first couple days we're like, what is this food? This is not food. This is bananas crazy. Everything
Not
is
good.
mislabeled. Not only not good, but they mislabel to the point of like the detriment of some of their hotel guests, because there's seafood and stuff and nobody is checking before they send it out. So we'll be like, hey, is there seafood in this? And they go, no. And I taste it because I can have seafood. He's allergic to some shellfish. And I'm like, don't eat this. There's fish in it. This guy doesn't even know. It's
Right.
and they cook everything on the same thing. New Year's Eve is very, very big here. New Year's Eve, they made the buffet like all shrimp and like as much seafood, and like people love it in the United States, everywhere, all around
Right.
the world. We're the only ones that are like, really, everything fish? Come on. And they overcooked the fish. It was absolutely disgusting. And not only that, clearly They don't clean anything before they switch to different cuisines. So they'll cook fish. And then there's a separate, on a whole different station, there's grilled vegetables. And I'm like, oh, grilled vegetables, this is great. They all tasted like fish. Then it's obvious that they repurpose stuff for the next day's buffet because all the vegetables still tasted like fish the next day. This place is gross. So then we're complaining. We're like, look, it's been 2 weeks that we're here. And we're like, listen, this is a little dangerous. You might want to know that your people don't even know that there's fish in there. And they got a formal complaint and they go, well, you should have told us. If you would have told us, we would have given you a piece of paper that you can hand to everybody here before they give you food, so they know that you have a food allergy. And we were like, oh, for real? That's what we're doing? What are we, 5? And we have like a pin on our thing? Should I put Jude on my fucking What kind of shit is that? We're like, well, we're not. First of all, we already told everybody he speaks Spanish and English. So he told whoever is manning the grill at the time, like, was there fish on this? I'm allergic, Spanish, English, all of it. And she goes, yeah, but you need a letter. No.
Is it from the DMV or Geico?
It's the 7-hour letter. So
this is the wrong letter. We don't believe it.
Yeah. So she's trying to, all she knows is what the hotel tells her to say. So she's saying that. And I'm like, okay, fine. Letter, no letter. But we ask, is there fish in here? And they actually don't know. And she goes, well, if you gave them a letter, I go, no, they're saying that there's not fish. They go, well, nothing happened to you yet, right? I'm like, are you waiting for something to happen to make this a thing?
Right.
I go, this is not going to happen to us because we're very careful. I'm his taste tester. I'm tasting every food before he eats it. But you're about to be in big trouble.
I hate when people play dumb. Obviously, everybody does. But I have a little back area here where I live. Quite frankly, it's what I'm paying money for as opposed to the inside of it.
Just so everybody else knows, it's a backyard, but in New York, we can't call it a backyard because it's a back concrete.
Right. So I have a nice back concrete. Yes. And there's a big trailer hitch, the back of it, in my space that I didn't see being put there. I didn't see it being driven in there. And it was there for a couple of days. So I go to the landlord, hey, getting a little nervous about this trailer being
You're
back
on my
there.
Property.
Right. And I'm like, just saying, like, that's not staying there, right? And they go, oh, well, you're not using it during the winter, right? I'm like, let's not play dumb. I paid $2,000. I'm nervous that, there's some kind of law where if I don't say something now, you own it. Right. Just acknowledge what happened.
Right. Yeah. Well, anyway, we were trying to get out of this hotel because it's just too much. And we finally got permission. So we think we might be moving tomorrow.
Permission mean you get the money back, like prorated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's too much.
So now you just got to find a new place to live, right?
I know. Now we got to do research on people who give a shit.
Now all these little adventures, you haven't been smoking weed because they're so conservative over there.
It's not just conservative. It's so illegal that for one joint, you can get 30 years in jail. We're not taking that risk.
Did you ask how much is 2 joints?
That's a good point. Yeah, we really need to be more knowledgeable about this.
Can I serve my time after these 3 weeks? Now, how you hold up? How you feeling? Are dreams different? Do you realize maybe I don't need to smoke weed every day?
Well,
not that you're a mess or anything. Just what do you think? What do you think?
I totally get it, and we knew that we weren't going to smoke, and I was going to be aware of, hey, is this going to change me? Because I say things like, well, it's beautiful anyway here, and we've been seeing rainbows in the sky.
Right. You did
love
the rain. You did love the rain. You were sober. Let's be clear. Yeah.
And let me tell you why I love the rain, because everyone's scared of the rain because they don't know that in the Dominican Republic, the sky will turn completely black, start pouring rain. Everyone leaves like their cockroaches and the lights just turn on, and now we have the whole place to ourselves.
Oh, everybody leaves like cockroaches. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the rain, that's why I said the rain is nice here, because it scares everybody and we know it's going to be over in 5 minutes and it's going to be just beautiful. So I was a little nervous that like all my head trips, and I mean, I've always kind of been like that. I'm slightly on the positive side, but I thought maybe I wouldn't have like these extraordinary trips of like, look at the beauty and I'm calm and whatever. Everything is fine. I also used it to see how bad my eyes are. I definitely need glasses for reading. And I'm like, well, I can't take the eye test because I don't know if the weed is blurring my
Uh-huh.
vision or if I'm actually just, losing my eyesight. Turns out without weed, I can see less.
What?
Yes,
So it
it's
is
so
for
much more.
glaucoma.
It's more blurry.
Ah,
I'm shocked.
wow.
I'm squinting even more. As soon as I get back, I'm getting glasses. It's bananas.
You got to get those prescription glasses where they put weed in them.
Yes, I'm doing all right. The only
Ah,
time that I really wanted weed is, okay, for those who don't like yucky stuff, maybe turn off for like 30 seconds. In the last 24 hours, I think I pooped 5 or 6 times. We're only renting food here. You got to really, really be patient and chew carefully and, this just be very, very careful. And my stomach is already very sensitive. Oh, and when I got off the flight, I was feeling sick. Like on the way down, um, I'm an idiot. I forgot that I need Dramamine, and all of a sudden we start landing, and I'm like, what is this feeling? I feel like I'm getting turmoil in my stomach, and then but the seatbelts are already thing, and the flight attendant looks at me and is like, what's going on? I'm like, I got the barf bag in my hand, and she goes, can you wait until we land? And I'm like, I don't know.
I want the attention now, though. But yeah, I guess.
Let me tell you something. When there's a barf bag in my hand, I am no longer the decision maker.
Right.
In fact, I can't even be certain which way it's about to come out.
Yeah.
So
For another half hour, I should just keep swallowing like a weirdo.
basically for a half an hour, she's staring at me going like, chill out. And I'm like, I'm going to do this as long as I can. As soon
Right.
as we land, I unbuckle and go to the bathroom. Came out one end, the bottom one. Grateful for that. Okay,
Interesting.
now I
Okay.
think it's over. And what, we have
I'm sorry. This is how great OMAD is. So it's coming out her asshole instead of her mouth,
oh, love it.
which would freak her out. And she's like, I'm so grateful today. So grateful.
Yeah, I'd rather be on my butt than on my knees in that instant.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
In that
Sure.
instant.
Right.
So, this isn't like a computer spill.
You
We
don't
have
know the
different
airline any
criteria.
favors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So now we have this voucher where like, there's a hotel shuttle, and the hotel is an hour and a half away from the airport, but they're supposed to meet us there, but it's Christmas morning and nobody in the Dominican Republic cares that you have an appointment with absolutely anybody. They're like, yeah, just look for the guy in the blue shirt. What?
Okay.
Anyway, that guy never came, so we had to get a taxi. And on the way, now my stomach is starting again. And this guy is so nice. And he goes, let me stop you at a doctor. You won't have to pay, blah, blah, blah. I go, nope, just get me to a bathroom. We stop at a supermarket. He escorts me in. He's being like so nice. And it turns out it's $100 cab ride because it's an hour and a half. And I was about to negotiate, then realized it's Christmas and it's like 6 a.m. He's not there with his family. So don't negotiate, pay the $100 and, get your money back from the hotel. Like worry about it later. Turns out cab rides are almost free here, so he's like driving a limo now because he's making $100. This is like the amount of money he makes in a month.
Right.
Like doctors here make 18 grand, and that's one of the highest paying gigs that you can get. So it's no joke. When you tip someone $2, that's like, yeah, next level. But yeah, almost threw up in the car. And I love that people go, are you going to throw up? And I'm like, do you know what the other option is? Do you want me to answer this? I don't know. Let's get me to a place where my body can decide there and not in your car. Right. So yeah, that was, all right. I'll be ready next time.
I have a health update, by the way. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin's breathing tube, the football player we mentioned the other day. People are saying people are saying, because to me the word die is a big deal, but they're saying he died on the field because that's what CPR means. It means you died. Anyway, they made it to the hospital, gave him CPR again, gave him a feeding tube, and they took the feeding tube out in the good way. So looks like good news. It looks
like he can get back on the field in a week. Just
I'm ready,
in time
Coach.
for Super Bowl Sunday.
And they would do it if the public didn't complain. They would do it.
Right,
Per the physicians caring for Damar Hamlin at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, Damar has shown, which is tough because it was Buffalo playing Cincinnati. That's why he was there. So you got to hope like a doctor didn't lose money on him or anything and, take it out on him. I don't know. People are weird. Damar has shown Damar has shown remarkable improvement over the past 24 hours. While still critically ill, he has demonstrated that he appears to be neurologically intact. His lungs continue to heal, and he is making steady progress. He was on FaceTime with some teammates for what that's worth. We are grateful for the love and support we have received. All right, good.
Yikes.
Didn't happen this time. That's good. We'll see. And you have to have some kind of answer right away because it's the weekend, and now we're having football games again. So I wonder if they're exaggerating, quite frankly.
Well, they're getting
so that we're comfortable watching
faster. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I do have a football question, by the way. Can you have 4 guys pick up a guy with a football and throw that guy? Is that legal? I don't know. But football's exciting and it's back and the Steelers are still in it. That's a quick update. All right. How was your, I do want to talk more next week about all your DR adventures. There's more, of course. In the meantime, how was your Christmas? Do you exchange gifts? Do you have gifts to bring with you? What happened there?
No gifts. Never gifts. No, the gift was I won't spill another juice because now I know not to put it by my dominant hand.
Me and Kyle don't really do gifts,
but then
sometimes we do. So this time I got her a laptop because she needed one. She didn't know. I didn't expect her to have something for me. She didn't expect me to have anything for her, and she got me a new lid for my toilet because I had a 2-parter toilet seat lid, and it kept pinching and slipping. And she got a new quiet one, and that's what I got. So that's all set up. I think everything's for her, and I got some kind of lip mask. So okay, good. I want her comfortable on my toilet, and I want kisses. So okay.
Right. Did she also get you maxi pads and tampons?
It was. She got me a Sephora gift certificate.
Good on her. She fucking really figured it out. Love it.
I do love it. You know what's fun? I still do this. I'm an adult now, but I can't help but look up the prices of things. I'm like, a toilet lid. Then I look it up and it's like $60. I'm like, okay, I never would have got that for me. Okay. I needed it. That's good. I do love it. You
both improved each other's lives in the way that you see fit.
That's right. And like a computer, this is good for when I'm doing a little downloading of my own, a little streaming. So that's we both got what we need.
Look at you, Keith. Toxic positivity. I'm really grateful for my lid on the toilet. I wouldn't have bought that for myself. It's actually more special than I thought. $60. If it was $15, I would have gotten real negative, but good thing.
She gave me a lip mask. I don't know what the fuck to do with this. So I did a plank immediately. And then I was comfortable.
I think a lip mask is lipstick, Keith, and she's just doing something fun.
But she got one for herself too, so it's probably a 2-for-1 deal. But because otherwise, it's like just buy me a vacuum. Like, your shit on my lips not good enough?
I think she just likes these things. She
loves these things.
She's like passed me some sort of eye cream and because when she finds a product that she gets excited by that makes her feel good, and I think that's her people have their own self-care where it's like, this is me giving myself a spa treatment.
Yeah.
And I feel like when she gives us these things, it's like handing you don't you want to be in a spa? This is the way we can do it together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it was fun. I saw her for a minute for Christmas, and that was a good time. What did I do for New Year's? Oh, New Year's I watched CNN, and everybody on CNN acting like they weren't drunk because they stopped the liquor. That was funny. Chemda, what are you doing this weekend? Are you able to visit Haiti? It's obviously right there. Is that a to-do, or you need a new piece of paper?
It's a few hours
Oh, okay.
and probably not a good
Is
idea.
it dangerous? I don't know anything about it.
If you cross over into Haiti, don't you have to like always write that you've been in Haiti in
Oh, right. It
like
changes yeah.
it's a little
Okay.
bit yeah, not the
Okay.
best.
I guess if Sean Penn went there, it's not the best,
I mean,
right?
I think we're good. What are we gonna drive 3 hours for some other beach? I'm good.
Right.
There's another side of this island too.
Mhm.
Let's just listen, this weekend I think we're moving. We're doing some laundry.
Okay.
So far I've been doing sink laundry, so that's weird.
Oh, good for you. Do they have
Yeah,
laundry there? Or are you just being weird?
like hotel laundry. So every shirt is like this
Oh,
amount, yeah, I'm not doing that. So we're gonna find a
right.
laundry place, and while we're out, maybe we'll take a bike right around the city and see the real shit around here. So we'll take pictures. I'm gonna put the Canadian dance party right before the spill.
That's what the party
On
was for why they had champagne. They're
Yeah.
celebrating Canadians driving in.
I don't know. I think they're faking because you're only supposed to be here for a few days because apparently it was Canada Day, but last week it was Canada Day on the same day. And I think next week is going to be Canada Day, even though they started the whole party with, we only do this like 2-3 times a year. And I'm
Right.
like, what is it that you do? You're doing the
Right.
same choreography you've been doing by the pool in your bathing suits. Now you're doing it in the Canada outfit. So I'm going to post
It's
that on
probably a
Reddit.
cruise. It's probably like a cruise from Canada. They visit there, and so they make it a
That's what
big
I was
thing.
thinking. Yeah, because
Right.
there are a lot of cruises here.
All right. In the meantime, sorry. In the meantime, don't forget KeithAndTheGirl.com/chat. Oh, Matt, if you're having a day, KeithAndTheGirl.com/OMAT. See what we're talking about. It really is a perspective changer, and I mean it. And I'm more a Tom Hanks curmudgeon kind of character, but I got
And
into it.
also it's the only live thing that we're able to do right now. So I come live every morning. You could see where I'm recording from, tennis courts behind me. And man, we have a really good group. And you
Yeah.
can't live alone. You got to connect.
Marathon set the calendars February 4th and 5th. All right. It's available for everybody. Thanks to the people that supported the Kickstarter. That's everything. All right. Be sure you're subscribed because who knows what time of the day these shows will come out. And we love you very much. Thank you.
KeithAndTheGirl.com